I'm the type of person that will wear a single pair of shoes until they essentially fall apart. This happened to me recently while I was out in my garden and realized I could literally feel the ground beneath my feet. Failure in this case, failure of my shoes to continue doing their job, which is to contain my feet, is relatively benign. But what about systems where there's a lot more at stake? Where the consequences when containment is no longer possible are greater than just wet feet. In some cases, failure is not an option. My name is Liz, and I work at Argonne National Laboratory. My research has to do with molten salt nuclear reactors. Whoa, what do those words mean? Molten salts, salts heated to the point they become liquid, are essentially like lava. And nuclear reactors, while a safe and sustainable form of green energy, can still cause some anxiety in folks. Molten salt nuclear reactors are the next generation of nuclear energy. They're more efficient and they enable more straightforward recycling of nuclear waste. But you still may be wondering, how do I know that any of these things are safe? And that's exactly what my research is trying to ensure. Because with systems like these, failure is not an option. My work has to do with making the materials that make up molten salt nuclear reactors stronger so that they are more long-lasting. Molten salt, which again, literally like lava, can be highly corrosive. Think of the underside of your car or the pipes in your bathroom rusting. These things can be hard to fix. It can be expensive. And sometimes you don't know there's a problem until it is too late. If we could stop corrosion, we could make things last longer. We could save money. We could prevent failure. You can think of corrosion happening when the atoms in the material touching the molten salt choose to become part of the molten salt instead of staying in the material they're in. They do this when they find it to be more favorable to dissolve into the molten salt than to stay where they are. What I am doing is providing coatings for those materials. And in these coatings, the atoms want to stay where they are. So when they're in contact with the molten salt, they say, "No thanks, I think I'll stay right here." In that way, I'm making corrosion unfavorable and protecting the material underneath the coating. And while I may personally go through a few pairs of shoes in the years I study this problem, the goal is to have long-lasting, durable, safe molten salt nuclear reactors where failure is not a concern.